Hi, this is John with Car Repairs Made Easy. Today we're working on a 2000 Chevrolet pickup truck with a 4.3 liter V6 in it. The issue with this vehicle is customer put E85 in their vehicle, which is not good for a gas vehicle. It's not a flex fuel. So what we're doing today is we're going to replace this spider injector assembly in the vehicle, because these aren't truly injectors on these. These are poppet valves inside there where the gas sprays out. And it actually just kind of spritzes out. It doesn't spray hard like a normal injector. These clog easily, especially with the 85. It also eats up these nylon lines and the plastic fitting. So we're going to start and show you how to do this on your own vehicle. If you ever have your vehicle, say you got 150, 200,000 miles, and you're like, how do I replace my injectors? You're looking around, you can't find them on this vehicle. It's because they're underneath the intake plenum up here on the top. So I'm going to start pulling this apart and show you that it actually comes apart not too hard. And you can do this yourself. Okay? Normally here, there is a wing nut that holds all this down. On this vehicle, it's actually missing. I didn't pre-take that off. There's a hose back here. Comes off the back, goes on the back of the intake. I've already loosened the clamp over here on the air box. We can just get this piece out of our way. So it gives us all kinds of room there. Now this upper intake plenum is plastic, and there's a lot of things attached to it, including the fuel lines. Those actually go into these holes here on this new one, right there. So that shows you it's right underneath there next to the throttle body. So there's all kinds of connectors on here. This one goes to your evap system. This one's your intake pressure sensor. This is your coil for your spark plugs. We're going to pull that off. This is a connector for the coil. And this is your ignition control module. We're going to pull this plug off. You can use a screwdriver on them, but I've done a whole bunch so I can get them off with my fingers. Okay. We got one on the throttle position sensor and the idle air control motor. We're going to pull those two off. Now these cables here, I'm going to try to unhook them from these two clips here and get this bracket out of the way so we can get the intake off. But we're going to leave those connected. Get a small screwdriver, like a pocket screwdriver. If you can see right on the top here, you just pop the little lever and you can pull the wires right out. One goes to your EGR, one goes to your AC compressor. Actually, to give you a little more room if you've been doing the first time yourself, I'm actually going to remove the EGR plug and the AC plug so we can get this one harness out of the way, so it doesn't mess with you while you're taking out the intake, and we'll pull them through there. Okay, next we got to get this plug off here that goes to your injector assembly. It's only that one clip. I don't know why it's not coming out. Oh, there's one back here.
Sometimes this connector can be really difficult to remove. Remember, it's only plastic. You may have to give it a little tug, but be careful that you don't break it.
So there we go. That's that big connector that goes on to your spider injector assembly. I'm going to tuck that under the AC line as well so it's out of the way. Okay, now there's going to be one bolt, and that's for your fuel lines here. Okay, it's all the way at the back of the engine down here, and it's a 10. The thing is that where the 10 goes in on that bracket for your fuel lines, it's actually slotted. So all you want to do is loosen it. See this hose right here? It has a notch where it locks. All you do is turn it clockwise. Everything on this vehicle is a pain. This should come right out of here. There we go. It's just got an O-ring on it. So we're going to pull that one out of the way. This one goes to your brake booster. It gives you vacuum for your brake assist. Tuck that over there. That should give us enough room to get to that 10. Okay, now I'm on it. You can see it's right in between the two lines, right at about the point of your pressure test port. And it's really tight. Wow. I'm gonna have to get a 3/8 ratchet. We're going to get a bigger ratchet for a little more leverage. This happens sometimes when you run into some snags, and sometimes bolts just don't want to cooperate. Okay, now we're getting it loose. I usually make sure I got a good about 3 full turns. You can pull this out. There you get an 8mm. That's for these two guys right here. Also, before you pull any fuel lines off, like you see me doing now, make sure your car's sat for a couple hours so there's not a bunch of pressure in it, because it will blow on you when you try to pull these out. There's a little bracket that holds those lines in.